to the show, and it's time to welcome to the program
someone who is qualified.
Somebody who's very qualified. Dan Houston is here. He is the new president and CEO of Principal. We thank you for being here. Good to see you again.
My pleasure. Good to see you, Lou.
Nice to have you here, and we just want to make sure people have a chance to get to know you.
Excellent.
So tell me, now this is really confusing because your name does not say Houston.
It does not. It looks like Houston. I grew up in Houston, but I've been here back in Iowa since 1990. After graduating from Iowa State, I was down in Dallas for about 6 years. And I will tell you, Joni and I make our home here in Des Moines and absolutely love it.
And did you come straight to Principal right out of school?
Yeah, 31 years ago I had the opportunity.
I was going to say, you're a veteran of this company for quite some time.
Yeah, 31 years coming out of Iowa State, and they gave me an opportunity to join the organization. Frank, I thought it was going to be in Des Moines at that time, but they said, Dan, we're going to give you 4 choices. One is San Diego, one is Tampa, one is Houston, and one is Dallas.
Wow. How did you make that?
We chose Dallas.
How? That's
great business environment.
Okay.
I see.
Great business
And what did you do when you first got out of Iowa State?
My first role and responsibility, if you'll remember back in 1984, they had codified the 401k legislation that would allow you to have salary deferrals.
Oh, okay.
And so a lot of employers were worried about that. Would it be long lasting? Because frankly, it was considered to be a loophole at the time. So they needed people with, finance, marketing majors that could go out and convince employers that this, in fact, was going to be the enduring sort of solution for individuals to prepare themselves for retirement. And if you think about all the assets now that have been accumulated in the retirement services industry, the U.S. is larger than the next 9 countries combined.
Seriously.
Wow.
And our system is a voluntary system as opposed to many of those countries. It's a mandate. So it's a tremendous success story for American ingenuity and Americans to take care of their retirement. And I feel really fortunate 31 years ago to have kind of lucked my way into that job.
I feel like
and worked for this organization.
I wish I would have gotten a useful college degree.
We all do, Jason. We all do. Now, you've been on our program before, so we know you're a great guy, but no offense, you are filling some tremendous shoes with Larry Zippelman, a very dear friend of ours, and did great things with Principal while he was president and CEO. He will be missed. What is it like stepping in to those shoes that he's been having for a while?
A lot of room in those shoes.
Yeah, a lot of room in those shoes. Tall man.
Larry Zippelman maybe is one of the finest business leaders I've ever had the good fortune to be associated with, and frankly I have an opportunity to network with a lot of people from our industry and outside of our industry. But not only that, he's just one heck of a good guy.
Yeah, nice.
And
Very
nice
approachable.
guy.
I mean, you'd never know, when he came in here that he was the CEO of Principal.
Never pretentious, and so generous. He and his wife Kathy have made significant contributions in the community in a lot of areas that you would touch, whether it's for the homeless, people who are wanting to upgrade their homes, and also for those people who are just less fortunate that need to feed themselves day in,
What are
day
some
out.
of the qualities Larry had that you hope to replicate?
Well, I'll never be an actuary. That's certainly one of his attributes. I'm not going to go back to school to get that degree. But he's very approachable.
Yes.
He's very kind. He's very smart. He has a very good grasp of not only what we do at the Principal Financial Group, but he has an enormous grasp of macroeconomic drivers. And so, for example, all of the hoopla that's going on with the equity markets and kind of the, some of the markets around the world are very turbulent, very volatile right now. Those things don't shake Larry. Those are just, in his mind, ways to how can we take advantage of that situation? How can we help our customers take advantage of that situation? How do we provide a calming sort of message to ensure people it's an opportunity to continue to dollar cost average into these marketplaces? And frankly, you do that, and one of his attributes is to be proactive. Seed that well before you have to harvest that. So constantly be vigilant about getting the message out there about how the Principal Financial Group can help people, individuals who are generally undersaved, they're underadvised, and they're underinsured. And so we constantly are out there talking about how we can help you solve that problem around an advisor, solve that problem around savings, and solve that solution around protection. And oftentimes that's life insurance or disability insurance.
Larry was quite often advocating what you were just saying over in Washington, D.C. and around the world. I imagine you're going to be making similar trips now?
I've done that in the past. I've had the good fortune to testify in front of the Senate before about some of these issues, and clearly that's a part of the job of being CEO of a Fortune 300 company. And it's not only doing it here in the United States. Larry and I were just down in Santiago, Chile, visiting with the president of the country in her office, which was a humbling experience to be counseling the president of a country about some of the challenges that they face. But that's what comes with the responsibility of being the #2 provider of retirement services in all Latin America, let alone what we do here in the United States.
So where are you going to take Principal next?
It's a great opportunity. First, it's to what I would consider to be a go deep strategy. So we've done a great job expanding our footprint internationally. We're in 10 countries with, if you will, feet on the street, large operations that would replicate what we do here in the United States. But we actually manage money in another 70 countries around the world, throughout Europe, throughout Asia, throughout Latin America. So the question is, how do we go and deeper penetrate those market opportunities? That's clearly one. And then secondly, right here in our own backyard in the U.S., we still have a fairly significant gap in individuals saving enough for retirement. About 65 to 70% of people who are eligible to participate in a pension plan do. The others are not participating. And those that are saving about half as much as they need to be saving. And so one of our challenges is to design better plan designs, better solutions, better products for our plan sponsors, small, medium-sized employers, large employers, that would allow their employees to have a higher probability of success when they reach retirement. There's someone today living in Panora, Iowa. She maybe is nearing retirement, or maybe she's already retired. Her best advice sometimes could come from a daughter or a son, help her understand what her savings needs would be. I think we can supplement that. I think we can be a better provider of information that would allow that nearing retiree to be better informed about what I have to do while I'm still working to set myself up for success at retirement.
Now, if you are approaching her, say this lady in Panora that you just mentioned, she is getting close to retirement, just for an example, what type of a nest egg do you think she should have available?
Well, the rule of thumb is you need at least 20 times your income. So
20 times your
take
income.
your annual income, multiply it times, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. We're going to get you through it.
Okay, thank you.
But that's kind of a rule of thumb. But I will tell you this, for any college graduate, and we're right at the time when people are going back to school,
right. I
tell this to every intern that joins our organization. If you save 15% of your income over the course of a working career, 35 years, you start at age kind of 23, 24, don't make the excuse about student loans or getting married or having kids, save 15% of your income, do that for the course of your retirement, throughout the course of your career. And when you retire, you'll have funded an 85% replacement of your current income. So in that example, if you made $100,000 a year, 35 years from today, save 15% today, and you'll have $85,000 annually income for the rest of your life.
That's a heck of a way to look at it. See, I'm going to hire this guy
and
right
it's so
now.
simple.
You're on board. I'm on board.
Where were you 10 years ago?
No,
It's not too late.
No, seriously, you made it simple. You made what a lot of people say is beyond their understanding very simple, and people can have a grasp on this and make it work. But what if you are coming up to retirement now and you need to shift into high gear?
It's never too late. It is absolutely never too late. You have to prioritize. And frankly, there's a real issue in this country, not as much about savings, it's spending. We're spending a bit too much. We love to consume. So as my father informed me as growing up as a kid, pay yourself first. Set aside the portion of your allowance for long-term savings, and then let the rest of it go to work. And so it's adjusting for some people their lifestyles. It's really consciously being very thoughtful about where you're spending your money.
And we all have loved ones and relatives that are having to work way too late in their lives, and boy, people just want to avoid that situation.
That's a good observation, because as you know, for those people that are retiring here coming up, the actual Social Security retirement age is age 67. It's not age 65. The average age of a person retiring today is 63 and change, okay? Right. About what it was 30 years ago.
Wow.
So we're living longer and we're retiring at about the same time. That means we got a significant gap of about 25 years there that we got to help individuals do a better job of planning for.
If people want more information, because I know we could talk to you forever, you're a wonderful person, and we're glad that you're taking over the reins. People want more information. Is there a place they can go just to get more details?
Give me a call.
This man
I
right
talk
here.
to the boss.
Houston.
Dan Houston. Folks, if you're involved with Principal, I think you're okay.
Yeah.
I think you're all right with this guy at the helm. Wonderful. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you so
Good
much,
to see you again.